So let's get started. Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider as a teenager, granting him spider-like powers. After the death of his Uncle Ben, which he could have prevented, Peter learned that with great power comes great responsibility. Swearing to always protect the innocent from harm, Peter Parker became the Amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man possesses the proportionate powers of a common house spider, which grants him incredible strength, speed, agility, and numerous other abilities. Peter can easily lift over 25 tons, and has lifted as much as 50 tons in extreme situations. He's constantly having to pull his punches and kicks when not fighting foes with similar strength levels, because his attacks are so strong that they would kill a normal human. His strength allows him to go toe-to-toe with powerhouses like Rhino, Venom, and Iron Man, and he's even held his own against Hulk and Juggernaut. Spider-Man's muscles produce far less fatigue toxins, which enables him to exert himself at peak capacity for many hours at a time. Peter has incredible durability, as his body is much tougher than a normal person, to the point where he can take damage and punishment that would easily kill someone. He's frequently taken blows from characters like Hulk, Venom, and Rhino, and has survived a building collapsing on him multiple times. He's even survived a beatdown by two members of the Phoenix Five during Avengers vs. X-Men, which is actually insanely impressive. However, Spider-Man is still vulnerable to knives and bullets, just like a normal human. Peter has the uncanny speed, agility, and reflexes of a spider. It can speed blitz opponents, moving so fast that he looks like a blur. He's been described as moving with the speed of a machine gun, and Daredevil, who has enhanced speed and reflexes, could barely register him, and couldn't even react to a punch from Spider-Man that he knew was coming. Parker's speed is also insanely impressive over long distances, as he's able to outrun cars and move faster than 60 miles per hour. Spider-Man can easily perform the most complicated acrobatic moves, as his body is extremely flexible, and is considered to be the best when it comes to balance and agility in the Marvel Universe. Even some of the most agile heroes, like Captain America and Daredevil, are nowhere near Spider-Man's level. Because of his speed, agility, and reflexes, along with his spider sense, Peter is able to easily dodge thrown projectiles and even dodge bullets at point-blank range, even after the bullet has been fired. Spider-Man is able to climb up walls and other objects, which he usually uses in getting around New York City, but he has the ability to use it offensively as well. Peter rarely does this though, because it rips off layers of skin and muscles and brutally disfigures his opponents. Spider-Man also has his trademark spider sense, which acts like a sixth sense and alerts him to impending threats, as well as the direction it's coming from and the severity of the danger. Peter trained with Shang-Chi to develop his own unique style of martial arts, which utilizes his spider sense in the best way, and consists of things like hitting pressure points with spider strength and striking with spider speed. This new style of fighting has allowed him to easily defeat opponents who he would have struggled with in the past. Finally, Spider-Man has self-designed web shooters, which you can use to ensnare opponents, tie them up, use it for transportation, pull foes forward or swing them around, create shields, or shoot small web bullets. And in the other corner we have Black Panther. T'Challa is the Black Panther, King of Wakanda, one of the most technologically advanced nations on Earth. He is among the top intellects and martial artists of the world, a veteran Avenger, and a member of the Illuminati. Using his powers and abilities, he has pledged his fortune, powers, and life to the service of all mankind. Upon becoming the chief of the Panther clan and king of Wakanda, T'Challa was entitled to eat the heart-shaped herb, which granted him enhanced strength, endurance, and reflexes. Later, he received a blessing from the Panther goddess, which elevated his physical stats even further. Black Panther is actually surprisingly strong, being able to lift over 5 tons, and being able to wrestle a rhino, knocking out a polar bear, stopping an elephant's charge, and send Namor flying with a kick. When T'Challa calls upon the strength of his ancestors, his strength increases several times over. Black Panther has incredible bodily coordination, and his agility and reaction time is far superior than Olympic athletes and most opponents. He has superhuman senses, which enables him to see in complete darkness and hear sounds that ordinary humans cannot. He's also memorized thousands of scents, and is one of the best trackers in the Marvel Universe. Black Panther has enhanced stamina and endurance, and can tolerate large amounts of physical pain and stress. T'Challa can withstand powerful, crushing blows and puncture wounds, as well as having a slight healing factor. He also has the power to draw on all the knowledge, strength, and experiences from every previous Black Panther. T'Challa is a master tactician, physicist, and engineer, whose intellect rivals that of Tony Stark and Reed Richards. In fact, he's one of the 8 smartest men in the world. He is a master of all known weapons in the world, and is also a master marksman, adept with knives, firearms, and other projectile weaponry. Black Panther has been groomed to be a warrior since birth, and is a master in basically every single armed and unarmed combat, having mastered martial arts from all over the world. He is widely considered to be one of the top martial artists in the world, and has fought against and even beaten such talented fighters as Iron Fist, Captain America, Daredevil, and Wolverine. Because he's the king of one of the most technologically advanced countries in the world, T'Challa has access to some of the best weapons and gadgets. Black Panther is equipped with a vibranium microwave mesh armor, which is able to rob incoming objects of their momentum. So for instance, bullets don't ricochet off, they simply fall to the ground. Combined with his durability, the armor has withstood blows from extremely powerful beings, such as the Hulk. He has anti-metal claws, which allow him to cut through basically any metal by breaking it down on the molecular level, and he has energy daggers, which are energy-constructed blades and can also be fired as projectiles. He has lethal and non-lethal projectiles, which can be fired from his gauntlets, an energy shield, as well as a teleporter built into his gauntlet that lets him instantly transport across small distances. So who wins this fight? Well, let's break it down. Man, this is going to be a hard fight to decide. I'll just tell you all that straight up. Now, in terms of pure physicals, Spider-Man has the advantage. But that's not to say that Black Panther's out of it. T'Challa is enhanced by the heart-shaped herb and a blessing from the Panther goddess, so he has agility and a reaction time that is far superior than Olympic athletes, impressive durability, and the ability to lift around 5 tons. Plus, he can also call upon all the previous Black Panthers, which can increase his strength several times over. But man, this just can't stack up to Peter's spider powers. Spider-Man is able to lift around 25 tons, but can lift as much as 50 tons. His strength has allowed him to go toe-to-toe against characters like Venom, Rhino, Iron Man, and even Juggernaut. He's also insanely fast, even able to dodge bullets at point-blank range after they've been fired and run over 60 miles per hour. His punches are so fast that Daredevil couldn't dodge out of the way, even though he knew the punch was coming. He's possibly the most acrobatic character in the Marvel Universe, and is impressively durable, being able to survive a beatdown by 2 members of the Phoenix Five. So there's really no question that Spider-Man is physically superior. But then on the other hand, there's really no doubt that Black Panther's more skilled. He's been trained to be a warrior since birth, and has mastered countless forms of martial arts from all over the world, including some secret Wakandan forms of fighting. Overall, he's just one of the best martial artists in the world, and has beaten fighters like Daredevil, Captain America, and Iron Fist. He's just got years of more experience than Peter, and has many more styles of fighting to draw upon. But that's not to say that Spider-Man isn't a great fighter. Alongside Shang-Chi, he's developed his own form of fighting, the Way of the Spider. And while it's just one form of fighting, it is the perfect fit for Peter, and uses his spider powers in the best way possible. For instance, it consists of things like striking pressure points with spider strength and hitting with spider speed. Now, T'Challa is king of one of the most technologically advanced countries in the world, so it's kinda obvious that he has the advantage in terms of gear and weapons. He has anti-metal claws, which could easily slice through Peter, and energy daggers, which can be used in close combat or thrown as projectiles. Black Panther also has an energy shield and a teleporter, although it shouldn't give him that much of an advantage because Spider-Man has been able to fight against teleporters before without much trouble. Panther's greatest asset, though, is his vibranium microwave mesh armor. This right here is a game changer. It absorbs the kinetic energy and momentum of objects, and because of this, it's even allowed T'Challa to survive blows from the Hulk before. However, it doesn't rob a blow completely of its momentum, it more just dampens it. So Black Panther still feels the impact of the attack, and is even shown to feel attacks from Captain America and Iron Fist through the armor. So he will definitely still feel punches from Spider-Man, although they will be dampened. Peter should still be able to execute pressure point strikes as well. Now, even though Black Panther has the edge in terms of gear, Spider-Man still has his web shooters, which he can use to tie T'Challa up, swing him around, swing objects toward him, or shoot web bullets at him. Now, one thing we haven't factored in is Spider-Man's Spidey sense, which will make it nearly impossible for Panther to even hit him. It acts like a sixth sense, and it'll allow Parker to know where danger is coming from, which allows him to dodge most all projectiles T'Challa throws his way, and evade most of his punches and kicks as well. Now, I'm not saying that Panther will not be able to lay a hand on him, because that's just naive to think, but Spider-Man will be able to dodge a larger majority of attacks as opposed to Black Panther. So who do I think wins? Well, because of his physical superiority, spider sense, and the way that Spider, which perfectly uses his powers, Spider-Man wins, even though Black Panther will not go down easy. But that's it. That's who I think wins this battle. What do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below.